Okay.
Hey everybody, Jeff Kelly, Chief Instructor with Xilin Martial Arts in Corvallis, Oregon. Today we're working on Chen Taijiquan, and I wanted to cover something that is very basic, but some of you may not understand why we do it or exactly how we do it. And what I wanted to talk about is the fist formation. Okay, in Chen Taijiquan, we're using a different fist formation than what is commonly used. In most martial arts or boxing, especially, the traditional way is to curl the fingers into the palm in a straight line here, and then put the thumb on top. And what this does is create a flat surface here. The problem with this is twofold. First thing is this creates a gap in here. There's a gap. That's why in most, in all boxing gloves, they'll use a palm bar here that'll go inside the glove so the fingers can wrap around that. That covers up that, or fills up that hole and supports the knuckles. The other problem with that is, if you can look closely here, you'll see that the knuckles are higher than the wrist. So there's this bend here. This makes it very easy to bend the wrist. If my strike is not straightforward, I can easily bend it. So when boxers are wrapping their wrist or their hands, they're primarily wrapping their wrist to keep this from bending. Then there's wraps for the small bones in the hands. The least important is the knuckles in boxing, although you cover that as well. But you've got to support this. Okay? Now, in Chen Taijiquan, we use a different fist. It's based on the roof tile palm that you should be aware of how with the empty laogong point and the fingers at different levels. So what we're going to do here is curl each of the fingers into the palm, not in a straight line, but collapsing here. Okay? And then the thumb can go either here over the first knuckle or over the second knuckle here. All right? Two things. First of all, this gets rid of that gap in here. There's no gap. All the fingers are supported by the hand. You'll notice too, with the wrist now, I don't have that angle. Everything is straight. So now this is much safer and stronger on my wrist. And that allows me to generate the force in a straight line here rather than having it break here at the wrist. All right. Third thing is that this knuckle out allows you to strike specific points in the body. The founder Chen Wanting brought in the knowledge of Chinese medicine and the acupuncture points in the body so that you can actually strike with that knowledge points. For example, here, Renjiang in the conception vessel, this can be quite damaging to the heart if you hit it properly. Now, some of you are saying, what about the head? Well, in Chen Taijiquan, you'll notice there are no punches to the head. All the punches are to the soft parts of the body. Even with the ribs, this fist now allows you to get in between the ribs and do more damage. Okay, so we liken this to a bullet rather than a hammer. Also, from the Taoist point of view, this is the fist babies make. If you've ever seen a baby, you know that they will make their fists like this. And if you've ever been hit by a baby, they just swing their arms. There's no intention to hit, and they can hit quite hard. So the Taoist concept of going from softness through hardness as we age back to the softness and childlike state is exemplified by this type of fist. Now, how does that work in real combat? Again, this is a hammer, this is a bullet. So if we bring in a target here, okay, we can see that if I use let's even use this, the boxer's fist here. Now I'm not using any silk rilling energy or anything like that. I'm just demonstrating the fist, that this sounds pretty good. I'm going to get some penetration there, okay? But if we use this fist here, you can see that it's penetrating farther and your partner can feel it. This is very different than this. Okay? Bruce Lee once said the difference is that the Western fist hits the outside, and a Chinese Kung Fu fist penetrates into the internal organs. And that's what we're trying to do, either through acupuncture points or through the soft tissue into the internal organs. Okay? So that's the reason behind the Chen Taijiquan fist. At a later point, we'll talk about the mechanics of the punch and some of the other hand formations. I hope this has been helpful. I'm Jeff Kelly, Chief Instructor with Xilin Martial Arts Center in Corvallis, Oregon, and we'll see you next time.